my goodness, man. Everybody loves a good trilogy. Everyone loves Jonathan Majors. And lucky for you, we will be discussing a film that provides both, plus another film that will surely make you scream. Ding, ding. Ding.
That might be the worst offender thus far, man. There's been some pretty bad ones. That was
a bad
one. I think that was a magnum. That was goated. That was iconic.
Magnum opus.
There's your magnum
opus.
My MAGA opus. Oh my gosh. Well, ring a ding ding. What's happening, Podvengers? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantastic Four. It's your boy, Hollywood Blacksby. And today I have with me, Graham, Pedrito Pascalito, and Pedro's controversially young boyfriend.
Hopefully.
All of us, yeah. God willing.
The usual suspects. We are here and ready to knock out another incredible episode as we discuss the third installment of the Creed films, plus our expectations for Scream 6. If you couldn't tell from that little pause and deliver, we are talking about Scream 6. Yes, we will not be discussing the other. We won't be discussing the other 5 movies because that's a long talk. If you want to check them out on streaming or video on demand, or just watch it on, I don't know. Anyways, but before we do all that, I need y'all to Hulk smash that subscribe button so you do not miss out on the most entertaining podcast on the planet. Now, without further ado, let's get ready to rumble. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. For context and just to preface the conversation, the only person to have watched this movie is Matt. Neither Graham nor Gerardo nor myself have seen it. My excuse is that the Oscars are coming up this weekend, and so I've been, being the movie nerd that I am, I've been trying to catch up on like all the Oscar-nominated films that I have not seen, and just life and stuff. And so got too complicated. But thankfully, our resident
Creed expert,
yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Let's rephrase that. It's a Jonathan Majors Stan account.
There you go.
I told y'all the last time we talked about John. That's my twin. That's my boy. I represent. Hold it down. Jonathan. Anything Jonathan is in, I'm like my dog. I'm in there. J Money in there. I'm in there.
Yeah.
Gotta be there. Gotta represent. He could be in the worst, most dog shit film on earth. I'll be there opening night.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
I was there opening night. I was there 2 nights in a row. I was in there. I was contributing to that box office.
Me too.
I always contribute.
Me too.
And I had to contribute to this box office for this boxing movie, Creed 3. One of my favorite movies I've seen this weekend was Creed 3.
This weekend.
I was gonna ask, do you think Jonathan Majors is at that point? I mean, he's very young in his career, and he's kind of relatively new for the most part. But do you think that his name has that kind of drawing power at this point? Do you think people
like
are going to
Tom Cruise?
I mean, that would never compare because Tom Cruise is a bona fide movie star, kind of like one of the
I feel like
only
he's gonna
ones that
be
we
there
have left
one day, though.
Yeah, but do you think at this point in his career, like people will be like, "I'll check that movie out because I know Jonathan Majors, I know that name, I like what he does, I'll go check it out." Do you think he's gotten there yet, or?
Absolutely,
I
think so.
I wouldn't watch Creed movie if it wasn't for Jonathan.
Really?
Yeah,
if
they tried and took like the Creed movies and basically rehashed the Rocky series and make him fight, I don't know, make him fight Drago again or some newcomer.
He did the second one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm talking in this one, not in the second one. I know he fought him in the second one. I'm talking about in this one, he made him fight Drago again, like a rematch or whatever, or make him fight some random ass newcomer. I'd be like, I'm not watching that. I'll be real.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like Creed, but it feels like we're getting to that point where like, okay, now where are we going past this? Yeah, exactly. I don't want it to turn into
what's the end goal?
I don't want it to turn into Fast and Furious where they're making like Creed 16 and he's in a wheelchair and he's teaching his grandson how to fight. I'm like,
or teaching Jonathan Major's son how to
exactly.
Right.
So
it's like a step in.
Do you?
No,
so that being
said,
did you like the story? Like, I guess I understand the basic premise based off of like the interviews and the trailer and stuff, but did you like it? It seems pretty paint by numbers and it's straightforward.
It is a very cut and dry story. Like, it's very straightforward. However, it's told in a way that's like interesting. You see Adonis's little backstory with Damien, Jonathan Majors' character, and it kind of sets up the coming conflict, if you will, with such a formidable opponent. You know, he's been knocking people out all the course of his career, and here comes this dude from his past, his boy, and he just laying it on him.
They should have made it Creed. This one's personal. That
oh
fire.
My god,
that's a title right there.
So did they like go to school
one.
together or train together?
They were just homies, like so.
They grew up together.
Okay.
Without like spoiling too much of the movie, for those of you who
just
haven't
like a
seen
little kind of.
You know, Damien and Adonis were like best friends. They're best friends. They're buddy. They're dogs. They're boys. Whatever you want to call it. And they're just rolling with each other. And then something goes down that gets Damien landed in jail, and that's where the separation of their life happens. It's kind of like that story where like two brothers or the prodigal son or you name it, two guys are going down the same path. Something in life happens. This guy goes this way, the other guy goes and does something else. Adonis obviously became this superstar boxer, world champion across 3 different weight classes. And Damien was in jail for all this time.
And in the trailer,
Damien's got something to prove.
Yeah, in the trailer, Damien says, you don't know what it's like seeing somebody else live your life.
That boy said, "I'm coming for everything." I was like,
so I'm saying, based on the trailer, it seems like like what's gonna happen, like what the conflict is, the character's journey and stuff. So in a situation like that, I think it's so important and so vital to the storytelling that you have a good director, which is why I was kind of worried about Michael B. Jordan. It's his directorial debut, and he's dealing with a story there's nothing like. Just from looking at it from objectively, there's nothing new or interesting or very exciting about this story. Like,
it's a rehashing.
We've seen this before. We've seen friends become enemies, and then the friend triumphs. So and he whatever. So it's so interesting that from what I've heard and all the reviews that I've read, and even from you, that Michael B. Jordan seems to handle himself pretty adeptly behind the camera, right?
I will say it did seem like a kind of like a softball of a movie like concept and story, but after watching it, I had the same concerns going into this movie. I watched him like, okay, I see what he's doing. I want to see him do more projects and really see him step into that directorial bag. I want to see him do challenging projects that make him really have to work and think outside the box on these things. Anybody can do. I mean, I can go direct a freaking little simple story, an Avengers movie. I can go read. I read comics all the time. I'll go make a movie right now on my iPhone.
Can't be worse than Ant-Man.
I'm gonna call it.
What do you mean? That was a masterpiece.
Call me Blacksby Russo. Russo bros. I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Man too.
Blacksby.
I heard it was for him directing it, his debut. I didn't hear bad things other than like maybe the pacing was a little quick from some stuff that I've read was like that's kind of like the main issue was it was a little fastly paced, but they said that he seemed to hold to do those 2 characters really well that are completely different.
And that's such a difficult job to handle, direct the movie that you're acting in. Acting is such a difficult job in and of itself.
And you've done 2 more before.
Exactly. And directing is such a difficult job in and of itself. So having to take off your actor hat, putting on your director hat, and then kind of move back and forth all while still trying to tell a cohesive story that has a cohesive tone and a pacing.
Without Sylvester Stallone. Because he had nothing to do with this movie. They had some issues between 2 and 3, and I mean, I like the Rocky movies. I'm not into the Creed movies. I haven't like completely watched them all the way through.
I'm trying to rewatch the Creed movies before I watch the 3rd one. I've never seen the 2nd one.
I need to.
I rewatched the 1st one. Really good. Ryan Coogler guy is a pretty good filmmaker.
Hey,
keep an eye out for that name.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that guy. Pretty
maybe he'll go off to make a couple of badass Marvel movies.
Very interesting.
And rewatching that movie actually made me really upset because Sylvester Stallone was nominated for an Oscar that year and he didn't win. And he
for the first one,
and he should have.
Robbery.
He's honestly. And I don't remember who won that.
That was
well, have any of y'all watched Tulsa King?
No, I
no. I heard it's good.
Yeah, like he's been needing to do a show like this, kind of like it's almost Sopranos-esque, which is crazy.
I want to watch
I just
Samaritan.
started watching The Sopranos. I heard that was really good, but his acting chops have really shown from what I've heard in this series, and I heard from someone else that's watched Creed 1 that his acting was really good. And I've always thought of Sylvester as just kind of Rocky or Rambo, you know what I mean? Like I've watched Demolition Man. Low-key actually might be my favorite Sylvester Stallone movie.
Right.
But, I don't know, just the Creed, like the fact that he wasn't in, he's like kind of doesn't have a hand in this anymore. Doesn't shoo me away from it, but it kind of takes away that appeal. I
feel like now that he's taking a break from Creed, I need to see Expendables 4.
Oh my god!
I need it.
Oh my
I need
god!
it.
Stop.
No, if there's a market for Fast and Furious fucking 12 or whatever that we're on now, dude, Expendables would fucking kill right now.
I'd rather watch the Expendables.
Let me direct it.
No,
I'll make it good.
Gerardo, you made a good point.
I'll make it good.
A lot of these series are becoming, these long drawn out.
Stale.
We need more franchises.
You have your obvious stuff like, the Marvel ones, the MCU and the DCU now
DC every 2 years.
They're gonna go on forever. But you have things like, Fast and Furious. Honestly, they should stop it. We've said this before. They should stop after the 5th one. They're like, this is good. We can keep going and make like 36 more. We're going to have the FFCU, the Fast and Furious Cinematic Universe.
But it's insane how much money they bring in those Fast movies, specifically. Just like movies like that in general. and I feel like it's mainly an international audience that really watches those. But it's just so weird.
Where also
they get stale.
That's one of the things
that's so successful is because they have what's his face
Vin Diesel,
the Dizzler,
Riddick.
Yeah, the Diesler.
I thought you said the Vinsler. I was like, that sounds badass.
They got the Diesler.
The Dizzler.
No, for real though. That's one thing I don't want to see happen to Creed. The Creed
I agree.
Story. We got to Rocky 5, 6.
Well, no,
six
it was Rocky 5 and then Rocky Balboa.
Then Rocky Balboa. So there were 6 Rocky films. I don't think the story did kind of it didn't like fall off, but it just took like a dip in, I guess, quality.
It plateaued a bit.
Yeah, it hit that.
It's crazy. I don't think it ever really. To me, I don't think it ever really peaked. My favorite one's the Drago one.
Yeah, Rocky 4.
I honestly kind of think they're a little overrated, personally. Like,
really?
A bunch of people love those movies, but
that's fair.
Really?
That's the case for a lot of 80s movies.
But I feel like
it's
I just rewatched. No.
Ghostbusters, bro. Ghostbusters.
I just rewatched Escape New York or whatever the movie's called.
Hard.
Come on.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
No,
it's
trash.
It's
boring.
It's horrible. It's horrible. But I love that movie.
I love RoboCop.
Yeah. RoboCop. I mean, Blade Runner.
The reason,
still, I just
also a lot of
those.
A lot of the big part of the reason why people really like Rocky, at least the first one, is because the story of how it was made.
I like the first
one.
Underdog.
It was literally an underdog tale.
Underdog.
He had no money.
So just alone, wrote the script.
Like
he starred in it.
I agree.
And people were like, "We're not making this movie because you're not a leading man." They're like, "You can't act.
Right.
You talk weird." they're like, "You're not hot enough. You're not hot enough to be a leading man."
Exactly how it was.
And Sylvester Stallone stuck to his guns. He's like. And they're like, "This is a pretty good script, but we don't want you to be the lead." He's like, "If I want to make this movie, I'm playing Rocky, and
I will be the lead."
And so he stuck to his guns and made one of the most successful, not only sports movie franchises, one of the most successful probably franchises and renowned franchises of all time. Yeah. So that I feel like that's part of its enduring legacy as well as kind of the inside baseball, kind of aspect of
and Rambo also helped that attraction for
Rambo, freaking
which I love Rambo movies.
When did Rambo come
out?
Judge
Dredd. I forgot
Rambo
about Dredd. So my Dredd is Carl Urban.
80.
Oh yeah.
85.
I feel you, Gerardo. I feel you.
What did he say, Gerardo? What did Gerardo say?
He said his Rambo, his Judge Dredd is
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Fantastic.
Because he spent the entire movie
incredible.
like this.
incredible.
Well, Rambo came out.
It would be great if he
Rambo came out after Rocky. Rocky came out in 76. Rambo's 82.
Mm-hmm. But you still have what? You still had 5 Rocky movies. I feel like they're.
Oh yeah.
To me, like, you know, stop at 2. Like, I mean, it's just kind of the same thing. They just kind of throw another character in, and
bro, if they're making money, bro, if they're making money, why would you stop?
Yeah, I know, but what is the plan for Creed 4? Because they want to make more, don't
Creed
they?
4, Creed 5, Creed 6.
I think they do.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm just saying I don't want it to get stale like Matt, and I personally thought that Rocky after 2 gets stale as fuck.
I'm just thinking to myself, like, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, there's at least my thought process is the perfect amount of movies, and then obviously certain projects, certain IPs can go longer than this, but the perfect amount of movies is a trilogy, you know, and that's why the Star Wars movies, each of those respective trilogies, they were done their
Both
way
of those
they were done.
There are multiple trilogies.
Yeah,
there's just 2.
I only know of 2.
2.5.
There's 2.
That's still multiple.
2.
2 and an 8.
2 and 1 movie.
No, 2 and 2 movies. Bitch.
2 and 2 movies. My bad. 2 and 2 and 1.5 movies.
To clarify, we're talking about Solo and Rogue One, right?
Of course.
The other 2 movies,
of course.
Oh my God!
Where's Rogue 2? What the? Anyway.
Yeah.
Rogue.
But yeah,
the Bothans.
That's the thing. Like, I really think that these movies should be done in like, look at
a trilogy.
Not to touch back on Fast and Furious again, but look at Tokyo Drift. That's arguably the most acclaimed and best one of the all 17.
I actually don't think it's acclaimed. I think critics hated it, but fans
really were wrong.
But I told the critics can kiss my ass. Okay, that's a
fuck
classic.
Roger Ebert.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Piss, bozo. They smoked that pack.
Will not be missed.
They got a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It went platinum. It went quadruple.
What about the
user? It went
user?
quadruple platinum in my house.
Was it Gerardo?
Exactly. I said, what about the user score?
I don't know how to look.
Yeah.
We're learning Rotten Tomatoes right now. Our arch nemesis.
That's a
69% audience score.
Let's go. That's fresh to me.
Hey,
so
speaking of Japan, speaking of Japan and Tokyo, how about those anime references in Creed 3?
Nice.
I know that.
I didn't see them. Where were they?
You tell us.
I know these 2 don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'll be real with y'all. There weren't that many. There were the 2 obvious
the one
ones.
Dragon Ball punch.
The 2 obvious ones were Creed and Donnie punched
each other at the same.
I fucking told you. You had literally mentioned this on a previous podcast. You're like, I think it was Graham. They're like, oh, but the anime inspired fights. I was like, he's not gonna inspire shit. I was like, it's gonna be like,
yeah.
So what do you mean anime inspired fights? He's gonna take moments.
He's gonna say Kamehameha.
Yeah, exactly. Get out.
Yeah, I mean, so that's funny.
As an anime fan, it was kind of a letdown because I mean, you can point out very obvious references. It's not like he's gonna start doing jutsu and.
I was gonna say, but you also there's only so much you can do that's anime inspired while still keeping it grounded. You know, like what are you gonna do? Have dudes fighting in midair, teleporting back and forth?
JoJo pose.
Like
one punch him.
There's boxing anime. You got there's actual boxing anime.
Baki is one of the best
Hajime
fighting.
no Ippo is from the 90s. That shit is or early 2000s. That shit is amazing.
Even if you want to use like Naruto or anything like the shonen anime,
he did
manga,
Bleach, I guess. But
you can. I'm talking like the ones that are like so. You know, you gotta have powers and chakra and all this shit. No, you can just use Rock Lee, bro. It's a very easy.
Yeah.
He's
literally
all
the drunken
taijutsu.
master.
He fights with his hand. He got them hands, boy. He just
streets,
like
bro.
me. He come out to the streets, bro.
So would you say
that's exactly like,
would you say that aspect of it is underwhelming then? The lack of anime inspired whatever.
For the average viewer, it won't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But for an anime initiate,
and he was hyping this up in the
anime head
build up to the movie.
Head,
he was like, "This is anime influence."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was hyping that up, and then we were talking about it before we recorded. But he listed off 5 anime, and
we saw 3 or 2.
And but Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball, Hunter x Hunter, which it's 5 anime that don't really have any boxing other than the one Dragon Ball Punch.
But then again,
it's just weird that you don't mention any boxing anime. The boxing anime though are grounded.
But I was gonna say, I think also grounded. He meant like
except for Baki. I gotta
Baki's a
okay.
Little
Baki's a
little.
Is
One Punch a boxing anime?
I was gonna say that I think maybe he also, I'm sure he meant thematically. There's probably a lot of things from those anime that he took and implemented, like Naruto and Sasuke. That's a very obvious reference. That's a very
obvious one. Yeah.
You know, the Vegeta Goku, their whole arc, enemies to lovers kind of storyline. You know, is a very is very prevalent in those kinds of shonen anime. And so I think he mentioned One Piece as well. I've never seen that, but
no one has.
See, that's the complete. That's not.
I know, but I think that we shouldn't get
got them hands.
I think that we shouldn't get so hyper focused on the fight scenes weren't very anime inspired. I think a lot of it has to do thematically also with what the characters are going to and kind of their relationships with one another. I think he pulled a lot of that because he's like, I can't make this action too crazy, so I'll just focus on kind of like their narrative structures from these anime that I like and try to implement them into this boxing movie that's not about ninjas or
I don't know, man.
So
I
did
think
it kind of
Michael's a little
touch on
corny
that
for that,
Matt? A little bit.
Shut up,
I agree. I kind of agree. Like,
corny
I don't really think I agree. I'm not the biggest Michael B. Jordan fan, but I have mad respect for him. But
I think he's swole. That's it.
Yeah, he's
my
hot.
guy.
He's a hot dude.
But Matt, would you say that it did kind of touch on some anime themes? I know we talked about the One Punch that it had in there, but
I guess it kind of depends on what you're expecting to see as far as anime references.
But even then,
like we said, there's still those themes that were in there. So it's not that it wasn't lacking them per se. It's just that the diehard anime fan is going to be expecting XYZ
more,
and the casual fan is just going to be. Just excuse me. It's gonna be
They're gonna see that. Y'all said the Naruto Sasuke relationship. That's in everything. It's the brothers everything. To enemies. That's not even. You can't say, that's an anime.
That's a
Naruto. It's a
JoJo's
regular
movie. No, but it was something that he referenced specifically. It was Naruto. So those are the reference points.
Did he in the movie, or did he say it was
in like
Naruto?
an interview after the fact?
in a bunch.
Yeah, so it's something he's. So that's his reference point. That he's pulling from. But I get what you're saying. How was my my wife Tessa Thompson in the movie? Because you know how they like to treat female characters in movies about men. They don't give them any roles.
Has she been in all three of them?
She has.
She's been in all three. Her role is kind of like the same, grounding for Adonis.
The
kind
wife
of bring him
mother.
back to center. She tries to get him. She makes him vulnerable. She makes him open up. He's going through something clearly in this movie that he hasn't faced before. He's fought 40. I think it was like 40 and 1 is his record or something crazy like that.
Damn.
He's fought like 41 people.
He only lost that first fight from the first movie.
That was his first fight, and that's all he lost. From there, he said, "I'm never losing again," and beat the shit out of him. He's just like me, except I never lost. Never take a loss.
I never lost.
Huh.
As I said, Creed. If you want to fight me, you know where I'm at.
Canelo's in this bitch.
Me. Yeah, Canelo was in it, bro. I was like,
Canelo was in it.
I was like,
Alvarez. Who was he?
Saul
himself.
Was he Canelo?
I was about to say himself.
Flop.
I saw Canelo at the airport one time.
Flop.
You did?
Yeah. Did he beat you? Did he beat you up?
He wishes he could beat me up. Weak ass.
Hey, we're gonna challenge. Hey, tell Canelo we're doing a challenge.
Yeah, when
Canelo,
we blow
1v1.
Yeah, when we blow up, we're gonna do the YouTube, whatever those boxing series that YouTubers do. I'm challenging Canelo.
Canelo, you got 6 months to train to prepare to beat me.
I want Conor McGregor to train me because I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna walk in there and the first thing I'm gonna say is, I want to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. I'm walking like this. Exactly. I got that proper 12.
Does Conor still fight? The last few fights I've seen him, he's lost. I love him.
Hey,
McGregor
King.
That's him. I'm talking about me.
I'm built different.
I am built. I'm him. Like Jonathan Majors. Majors.
Cool.
My goat.
Sorry. So just to touch back on that point that I had made, Tessa Thompson is not underutilized in this film. She did pretty.
No, she does really well, and I like how and like I said, it's kind of cliche, but she really grounds him in a way that makes him, think and brings out that human. He's got this superstar persona, right. Hollywood Creed,
and she's his rock.
Yeah, she's his rock. She grounds him.
She's his.
Why can't you be pretty egotistical?
She's his Sakura.
Creed is.
Oh my god.
His Hinata.
She's his Hinata.
Thank you.
Yeah.
His Chi-Chi.
Sakura, big forehead. Ass.
Yeah, I'm at an anime
his Bulma. That's all I got. That's it.
Sure.
Chi-Chi. I said Chi-Chi. Yeah.
Chi-Chi.
I'll give you props for that one. I'll let you get props for that one.
Let's hope that Michael B. Jordan's directing career takes a better turn than Stephen Caple Jr. So I know we talked about how this little known director called Ryan Coogler. Thank you.
Coogler.
I'm not trying to thought. He directed the first Creed, but then he didn't direct the second one. It was a man named
because of Black Panther.
It was a man named Stephen Caple Jr. And y'all know what his next directorial endeavor will be?
Something sick.
Is it Transformers?
It is Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
No,
I thought so. I was like, I know that name sounds very familiar because when I was researching for our future Transformers episode. Wink, wink. If y'all listen, that means stay tuned.
I'm gonna be sick that day.
I don't even know any Transformers.
I'm gonna be sick.
Hey, I'll talk for 2 hours.
There you go. That's the podcast.
We're just gonna listen to Graham.
We're talking about Rise of the Beast. But yeah, I know. I saw that name on the bill there, the director's tab, and I was just like, the fuck,
Shit, I've seen that name before.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
I know these words.
Yep.
They need to let me direct
Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah, let me direct the Transformers.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
He directed an MGK video.
Oh,
he also directed an MGK video.
Is it
the King of Rock
Cell remix? A1 Nation Cell remix?
King of Rock. Let's go.
This is a real rapper's theme music.
MGK, the king of dope multiple genres of music, both rap. And
you're right.
Hey, that pop punk album.
Stop, Matt. Do not defend it. Shut up.
No,
do not defend
this is not
it.
I'm not defending anything. No, I was about to slander it. I was like, bro, that pop punk album.
Boy, I thought he was going to say it actually wasn't that bad.
We're about to kick you off this call.
Listen.
We're not defending TJ Maxx music in this house.
I hate that he's a quote unquote rapper, but I would rather him attempt to rap than do that shit that he did on that album.
I have more respect. I have more respect because he bagged Megan Fox than because of anything he's done musically.
Allegedly,
he should retire from. I try and be
all that
understanding.
Was like a farce.
He's trying to rebrand because Eminem violated him to a point where he could not,
ended his career.
Who
violated?
He ended him.
Who?
Yeah, to where he had to switch genres.
Eminem bullied the shit out of him. Anyway,
tangent. What would you?
That's a kind of garbage music that will make you, just scream. Which we will be talking about in just a second.
Before we move on,
but before we do that, go ahead.
What did you like Creed? What are your overall thoughts, impressions? Like, what would you rate it? Would you recommend it? Would you not recommend it?
So, as you know, I've been trying to keep up with my reviews. I have them on my phone.
Letterbox. You got a letterbox?
Oh, I got that. Let me tell you, I'm behind.
Letterbox, huh?
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I see what you did there. So for Creed 3, I gave it a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. And
that's not
honestly,
that's high.
That's very high.
Yeah. All the points on here, I put well, there's quite a lot. I'm not going to read every single one.
Yeah, give us the Cliff Notes version.
The Cliff Notes version is they got Kalani in here.
Kalani's in it? Oh, that's a 10. The movie's a 10. What do you mean?
Just like that.
I'm going to go watch that shit tonight. Are there any showings right now real quick? Hold up. That's a 10. What you should have led with that. That should be on the poster. It's Kalani.
Oh my god.
Okay, Kalani's in it. Okay, we're off to a wonderful start. All right, what's next?
I was like, okay, Okay, all right. Denzel Washington voice.
Okay.
But the highlights from this movie were definitely Jonathan Majors' acting,
of course,
Michael B. Jordan's acting and directing, Felicia Rashad.
Felicia Rashad, that is one of the goats. Are you kidding me?
That is everybody. That's like the mom of the entire
world. That's Auntie right there.
Phenomenal. That's Auntie Felicia.
Oh yeah,
she did so well. I loved her. Tessa Thompson also. But I would like to also give a shout out to Wood Harris.
Yes,
Wood Harris is in this, and he's as Lil Duke.
Of course,
fantastic. I know he's a side character. He's fantastic.
Wood Harris
he's
is
also
great
very
actor.
comic. He's comical in this movie. He's great. The opening was phenomenal. Creed dominated his quote-unquote last fight because, obviously. Anyways.
Wow, way to ruin that. Spoiler alert.
It was ruined by literally every trailer.
It's also unrealistic. There's no way he could have won that fight.
There's no way. Jonathan Majors?
Yeah, have you fucking seen Jonathan Majors? Come on.
He built like me, bro. He built
ain't no way.
He is alpha.
Ain't no way. No.
We
Man, they're doing Jonathan so dirty. He got beat by Paul Rudd and some ants.
Paul Rudd.
And Michael B. Jordan's
corny ass.
Stop.
No, bro,
yeah, when we blow up, I'm gonna go to an interview. Who's gonna be like,
You're that one podcaster
corny,
called
right?
me corny. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey,
like that one chick he went to school with.
Yeah, I'm like,
I didn't go to school with Michael. I ain't calling him corny, bro. That's he's cool.
Bro, if we went to school together and you were on fucking in The Wire, ain't no way I'm calling you corny. Yeah. What do you mean? You're on TV.
I'm like, hey, are there any additions?
Bro, and people were getting mad at him for people were getting mad with how he reacted. I would have.
Oh, I would have been worse. Yeah, exactly.
I would have been way more disrespectful.
No, yeah. When I saw that video, I was like, I think Michael B. Jordan just like me for real. I would have been like,
his
corny.
face the whole time.
He handled that
like,
really well.
Yeah, he was so composed.
He's very respectful. Because I would have been like, I would be like, wait a minute, I know you.
Yeah,
you that girl from high school? Called me
go fuck
remember
yourself.
that time? Remember that one time when you were in gym class? I would have pulled out all the receipts.
Remember that time they caught you under the stairs?
No, I just
should have been making shit up.
Done.
That's crazy. Yeah, I just would have been like, who are you? Oh, went to school together.
Yeah, were you?
So we know each other.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
I couldn't.
No, we had class together.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I went to your school.
I didn't go to school actually.
I was homeschooled.
Yeah,
Not even.
actually, I was
dropped out of homeschooling.
I was doing
oh my god,
whatever.
Got my GED.
Yeah, overall, I mean, that movie was great. I recommend seeing it in theaters at least once before it gets on.
If anything, watch it just because it has sexy people in it. Are you kidding me? Michael B. Jordan, Jonathan Majors, Tessa Thompson. That's it. Kalani. It's Dunzo. That's it. That's all you got to watch of them.
Where would you rate this out of the three? Like, is this your favorite Creed movie? Is this second favorite?
It's hard.
What was your favorite?
He's gonna say Creed 3 because of Jonathan Majors.
Because of Jonathan Majors.
Of course,
yeah.
I understand. I get it.
I will say I really did like Creed, the first Creed, because
it's great.
Jumping from the Rocky.
I've seen is from the first Creed.
And I mean, the second one isn't horrible, but out of the three of them, it's my least favorite. And I say least favorite not because I didn't like it, but because the other two I like them a lot more.
Yeah, to watch Dolph Lundgren act.
Well, that's what I
in quotation marks.
Now that I know I love Dolph Lundgren
and Florian, the Razor Fist from Shang-Chi.
I like him.
That boy in there. He's in Creed 3 too.
As a good guy now, right? As Creed's ally. Creed's ally.
He's part of Creed's new family, just like in the Fast and Furious movies.
Jason Statham. You like Jason Statham. But yeah, Creed 3 was definitely great. I had a lot of fun. I did enjoy it. I think it's a good installment in this series. Well, let's talk about another installment in another series that's going on for now 6 movies. Scream 6. We are in New York with dead-ass screaming and ghost facing and all that.
Is he wearing Tim's?
Yeah, you're gonna
Ghostface wearing Tim's.
He better be wearing fucking Tim's.
He
better be wearing Tim's. He better have a New York fitted,
full Yankees bill hat. A full bill.
He better be getting a chopped cheese
no
from the
brim
bodega.
Yankees hat. No brim.
On top of the ghost face mask.
Yeah,
right
no
there.
brim Yankees hat. Yeah.
On top, and then having the bodega snacks and all that shit. I need to see the most New Yorked out, just
eating a fucking beef patty.
I want the soundtrack to be like fully Brooklyn trap music.
Yeah.
Yes,
the whole time.
Yeah.
No,
Not
put
like
Ice
the
Spice on
first
it.
album of Wu-Tang.
No, put Ice Spice on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ice Spice.
Do you think Ice Spice has a cameo?
you guys want Ghostface to get sturdy? Is that
Yeah, he better be after he fucking stabs up what's his name? Tony Rivolari. Flash from Spider-Man. I keep butchering it. I'm so
Tony
sorry.
Rivolari.
Tony. Thank you. I can't talk. After he stabs him up, he gotta hit that.
They also need to recreate. Y'all remember those vines about the Spider-Man doll where they're like, "Yo, who the fuck is this guy?"
Who the fuck is this? Hey, yo, who the fuck is
They're gonna be walking into the gas station trying to get like a drink or something. And be like, "Yo, let me get a drink for you." And you're like, "Hey, yo, who the fuck is this nigga? Y'all got him cooking? Y'all got him cooking?"
Did y'all watch the last one?
I actually didn't.
Really?
I still haven't.
I don't
seen
watch
I'm
horror
behind
movies.
on
I don't
that.
need to watch them. I just watch. Shout out to Dead Meat on YouTube.
Hey.
I watch what happened in them. That's all I need.
You basically seen
I
it.
know it's basically a long form synopsis.
I do get a little
The
not
Cliff
a
Notes
retrospect,
version?
but
The fifth movie is really good. I really liked it. Yeah,
Really?
I think
How good could it be if it
they
has
brought
Jack Quaid in
Homegirl
it?
back, right? I mean, I love the first
Hayden Panettiere,
I
my
Panettiere?
queen,
Jenna Ortega?
Jenna Ortega,
Jenna Ortega
the
is
that what you're thinking?
the future White Tiger,
Melissa
White
Barrera.
Tiger.
I was like, who?
and they got Pug in
was like,
there.
who?
Is
They got
Nev Campbell back?
Pugliese is in there from She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, they got Josh. What's his name?
They got
forgot
Pug?
it.
Yeah,
They got Pug in there.
No.
Josh Segarra.
Josh
I'm gonna
Segarra.
watch this one. Pug might have
Is
been
Courtney
like,
Cox in
my
this?
She
favorite
is.
part
She's
of
probably gonna die,
She-Hulk.
to be honest.
She's gonna.
Really?
Which one? No.
They brought her back in the last one, yeah? Or didn't they bring
Yeah.
someone back?
What's other?
They brought
What's
all
your
three of them
relationship?
They brought
They
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
Doofy back. I know it's not Doofy. I'm joking.
The cop, yeah, I know, it is Doofy.
No, isn't that from Scream? Isn't his name Doofy
Oh.
in Scary Movie?
It's,
you think a scary movie. That's the superior one, honestly.
Bro.
It is, absolutely.
It's
Hayden
so good.
Panettiere did
Yeah,
come
she
back.
is.
for
She's
this
in the
movie as,
trailer.
Kirby
She's in the
Reed.
trailer.
I saw a clip.
Can I be
actually.
real with you, man? I've only seen the posters because I've been tweeting them off the page, but I have yet to watch the entirety of a
It
trailer.
looks
I've been seeing like
good.
It
I've been
looks
watching
good,
a
actually.
million things.
Looks
I'm
fun.
probably
I will
gonna
watch
after
this.
I was a big
episode.
fan of number 5. I watched it and I had a really good time. I really liked, because it's what we were talking about earlier about like franchises. Like there's only
Equal.
so much, that you
Staleness.
can do with the same character, with the same cast. But what
Yep.
was cool about the fifth one is, it's exactly what Fabio said. It's like it's a requel. So it's like it works. It serves both the purpose of a reboot and a sequel.
I like that word. I like that word.
I did not
really-
make
Another
it up.
shout
They
out to
literally
Dead
say it in
Meat.
the movie.
Another shout out to Dead Meat.
And they
Never
say it in the
mind.
movie too. They
He
say
taught
it
me
in the
that one.
movie, so it's not even a Dead Meat original.
Yes, it is. Don't slander my boy James right now. Dead Meat, please invite me to the pod. I'd love to be there.
But yeah, and so I really liked kind of like the direction they took the franchise in the fifth movie, and it was kind of and that's the cool thing about Scream is it's always kind of like it's really like
It's always been
and chronically
self-referential.
online,
Yes.
and it
Yes,
really resonates
yeah.
with young people, and and.
It's not like
Exactly,
Halloween.
which ages terribly and
Wait a
ages,
minute.
and ages with
Horribly.
its audience.
Horribly.
Did
But Scream 5,
Didn't the last Scream didn't it have Jack Quaid in it and the motherfucker
from The Boys.
13 Reasons?
Yeah,
No,
They
one-
did hit.
Dylan Minnette, yeah.
Dylan
Yeah.
Minnette.
Yeah.
Bro,
They're-
what?
It's
Not for
good.
too long.
Dude. They're really good. They're all really good.
You got to put
No,
that
and
back.
that's the thing.
Scream
Scream
5.
5, and that's the thing. They did a really good job. I think the cast was really good in the last movie, and I don't know. It's a good time, dude.
For the
It's
most
fun.
part.
Like I would much rather watch a Scream movie than I would watch, like you said, Graham, a Halloween movie or a
Halloween.
or Friday the 13th.
Friday the
Exactly,
13th.
because
We need to rent out an AMC to watch Scream movie.
'cause
Fans.
that'd be cool.
I mean,
Hey, first fan of it?
Us and our parents at the movie, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I mean, grabbing people off the street, like, look, we gotta fill this theater, bro. That's $100,000,
bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Please.
It doesn't even cost that much. It's only like $300, honestly, to run a movie theater.
It's really, it's like $100 depending on where you go.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Graham?
How small the theater is.
I really loved the first Scream movie, but like Scream 2 and I think the last one I really watched was Scream 3. Whenever they were like remaking Scream, or they were making Scream into like a movie in the middle of the movie. And
Stab.
It fell off for me after
Stab, which they're on the A
Stab, yes. Yeah, and the director for this new one came out was like, "Oh, maybe you never know. Maybe there'll be a spin-off."
Then, so that's just
Stab.
Scary Movie, because Stab is like a parody of.
It is Scary Movie.
Stab is a parody of.
parody of it.
Anyways, what I was gonna say is that you know that's the thing about Scream movies is that you can just like, at the end, like regardless of how like good or bad like the movies are, there's still like, it's a dumb, stupid movie to put on and have a good time, you know. And so I'm excited for it. It takes place in New York, which is new. It's a new setting, new place, different tone, different vibe. Hey man,
dead ass scary.
Do you think
my favorite? Go on, Gerardo. My bad.
I was gonna say, do you think Ghostface is gonna kill some people Aki style?
What is that?
Never.
Hey, can't forget the bell.
The fact that.
Sure.
The fact that y'all all got that and it went completely over my head. Yeah.
Just you.
Clearly, three of us are chronically online.
Yeah,
clearly, three of us are chronically online.
I am
right
too.
now.
My brain is leaking out of my ears.
You're on a different
yeah. I'm watching.
He's not online. He's not
on the wrong side of
musicals on TikTok.
He's not. He's not online. He's not online the Aki way. He's online doing some shit.
What are y'all talking about?
Let me get a cotton candy and flaming hot Cheetos on a waffle on a fucking chopped cheese.
Sure.
And then he makes the most insane sandwich and he puts 3 mozzarella sticks.
Because then he'll be like, first you put the patty on the paper and he puts on the paper. Stupid. Then you put the cheese on the grill. I'm like,
is this a content creator on TikTok?
Do it. He's a chef. He's a master cook.
He's gonna have a reference in Scream 6.
No
he
quotes.
might have a cameo.
He might have a cameo.
I really fucking hope so. That'd be fucking
like
hilarious.
honestly, I saw a clip. It was like a minute and a half of them Scream was chasing him through a bodega. And I was like, yo,
shot.
That's actually fucking
Literally,
funny.
when I saw that, I was like, that would be so good.
Because when I was in a bodega, I would have thought some shit like that would have happened at any second. There's someone get chased through with a knife.
New York is scary. It's a scary place for Southerners.
Scary, yeah.
Not for me. I'm built different, bro. I'm built several types of different.
So did y'all? Did y'all ever watch all the slasher movies? Like my favorite Friday the 13th was when Jason takes over New York.
No, mine's Jason X, baby.
When they're in space, with that mask, bro.
Yeah, that mask was sick.
That android,
that dog shit ass movie, bro.
They're all awful.
Love it though.
So bad.
That boy is looking like he's looking like cooler. Looking like Lord Zed.
Yeah, Lord Zed.
Z? Cooler. What are y'all's favorite, like, out of what? I guess, like, the big four slasher, like Nightmare, Friday the 13th, Scream. What else is there? Leprechaun.
Wouldn't it be?
I wouldn't even consider Leprechaun.
I like the
Alien.
I like the Texas Chainsaw.
I was gonna say
Texas
Chucky.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Chucky.
Mine. That's probably my favorite slasher of all time.
Okay, forgot about that one.
He said that because we're all from Texas.
The Chucky
show.
show.
It's also the movie.
Ooh, on Sci-Fi.
It's also
it's not bad.
It got renewed for season
Child's
3.
Play. Y'all seen it?
Season 3. The show.
The show on Sci-Fi.
The Chucky.
It's good.
I heard
the
it's
guy from Final
good.
Destination.
It's really good.
Who? I don't know. The chick that played Chucky's bride is back.
His
name is Devin.
He knows his name.
Devin Sawa, I think is his name. He's in Child's Play.
Oh, the showrunner.
I don't know.
That's good.
He plays Alex Browning.
I don't remember.
How have y'all seen the show and y'all don't know who I'm talking about? That's crazy. Fake fans.
I've only seen season 1.
Sci-fi.
And I don't remember the names. It was a while ago.
Can't void those checks. Boy, those checks.
No, I was too busy watching.
We were almost there.
I was too busy watching Krypton. So.
Ew.
You're one of the two people watching that shit.
Yeah. What?
When I say watch Krypton, I watch like an episode or two, and I was like,
it was horrendous.
my mind went everywhere but the TV show, and I left it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I do love Chainsaw Massacre, and my dad forced me to watch scary shit when I was a child.
That's problematic.
Yeah.
Not like not in a dramatic way.
He was
not like that.
He was abused.
You watch this unadulterated violence on screen.
Yeah.
They had his ass with his eyes open like in Clockwork Orange.
Saw.
That was
Dude, I'd come home sometimes and Saw was on the TV, and I'd come home. I have to sit down on the couch, and I'd have to be forced to watch Saw.
Graham, a lot of things about you are cooking now. I'm gonna be honest.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense. It's starting to come together.
Oh my god! So before we wrap up,
I will be watching the Scream though.
I agree.
Yeah, let's do a thumbs up, thumbs down. What y'all think? How y'all feeling for Scream 6?
I'm hyped.
The trailers mainly.
That's a great date movie.
Trailers look great.
I have 3 days to watch like 5 movies back to back.
Easy peasy.
I got work, bro.
Back.
Just watch it at work.
Grow up.
You got internet access?
Grow up. If they say something, say I'm busy, and that's it.
I'm doing my real job. My real job. My movie critic.
Exactly.
Movie analyst.
There you go.
The new Roger Ebert, but this time not a hack.
And
not a hack.
Don't talk about Raj like that.
And alive. Don't talk about who?
No.
Boo. Play the boo sound.
Boo. No, we're not booing. Fuck Roger Ebert.
I think, yeah.
What's he gonna do?
This episode's run its course.
That's for Luis.
The delusional
delusion is kicking.
Why did it come in so slow? The soundboard is tweaking today. That's crazy. We better fix that. Before we fix that, let's go ahead and close out this episode. That's a wrap for this episode of the Podtastic 4. We appreciate y'all for watching or listening to our channel. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at the Podtastic 4 with the number 4 to stay tuned on everything coming up this year. Go ahead and Hulk smash the MF like button. And show us how much you enjoy that MF like button P. Show us how much you enjoyed this episode by leaving us a 5-star review wherever you listen to this podcast. Send our podcast and YouTube channel to friends, family, coworkers, the fools at the bodega. Post it in your group chats. Send it
baby mamas, side
Thank
pieces,
you guys so
everybody.
much. Yep.
All of them.
Grandmama, grandparents, everybody.
All of them.
Cousins.
Well, thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys next time on
Uncles.
Podtastic 4. Yeah.